I am a transformational coach who guides clients to gain clarity on their goals and
Mm-hmm.
to take steps that are aimed towards reaching that goal. So
Awesome.
I am
Mm-hmm.
I consider myself an accountability partner who works
Mm-hmm.
with my partners to help them become better versions of themselves, gain growth mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and to reach the goals that they want to reach, which I believe everyone can achieve the goals that they have for themselves, and even more.
Mm. Yes, yes, yes. Me too. I believe we all can reach our dreams, but only when we work on them. Only when we challenge our current frame of mind. Because the reason
Yes.
the reason we are not reaching our dreams is not that the dreams are not possible. Everything is possible. Is that our frame of mind does not allow us to reach our dream. We are not aligned in terms of the frame of mind. So, coach, what do you do to change that? What do you do to change your client's frame of mind so they can reach their dreams? You talked about accountability. What else do you do?
Yeah, so what I do is that I try to assess the client's state of mind,
Mm-hmm.
and I work with them to change their patterns and perspective, because when you change your perspective, a lot of change can happen when you change your
That's
perspective.
right.
So
That's
some
right.
of us some of us we've imposed on ourselves these limitations. We feel like some things are not possible. But
Mm-hmm.
so I help clients to change that kind of mindset
Mm-hmm.
so that they can freely work towards their goals without these kinds of limitations.
Amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, coach. And we have been talking about an upcoming book that has been written by a number of coaches from Destiny Life Coaching. And you happen to be one of the authors. Please tell us about your experience writing your book.
Yeah, Coach, I'm so excited to be part of the team that is writing this book. The book is called
Yeah.
Success Mindset.
Mm-hmm.
So each one of us is making their contribution.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
when I was asked to, when I was requested to be part of the team, I was very happy because of the opportunity that this book presents to me to share my thoughts with my readers.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm so happy to be an upcoming author, and this is just the beginning.
Congrats.
Thank you very
Congrats.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's an amazing way to share your thoughts, with the world. It's an amazing way to reach the world because a book is like a bird, it can fly, it can go where you cannot even reach.
Hmm.
Yeah. So now
Yeah.
tell us your story. Like, what's your contribution about? And I like this to be like, your story. You can share your story and connect with your client who is listening to you right now, um, in sharing different parts of your story. Karibu, coach.
All right. So the my chapter is divided into three sections. The first
Mm-hmm.
section is titled "My Struggle." Now,
Mm-hmm.
in my struggle, that is where now I describe uh, my life before I achieved breakthrough. And
Yes. I like
the
that.
next section is my search, where I dive deeper into how I my journey towards achieving a success mindset. And then the last section, which
Mm-hmm.
is breakthrough, I
Mm-hmm.
connect with my readers and try to give them practical advice and guidance into how they can change their mindset. So
Wow.
I'm going to, yeah. So in my struggle, the first section
Mm-hmm.
of the chapter,
Mm-hmm.
I explain some of the events that have shaped my life and my search, which
Mm-hmm.
is
Mm-hmm.
now when I was thinking about the book and I was reflecting on my life, because you cannot, you have to reflect, right?
Yes. Yeah.
I was thinking about my life to determine what has really influenced my search and my identity and my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
And my memory took me back to 2005 when I lost my mom. I was 12 years old,
Mm.
and she was a single mom. She was our only guardian. So it was
Mm.
really hard
Mm.
when she left. And we were left, me and my two sisters, we were left alone to fend for ourselves. And so this event is significant because I feel like I developed what I call a victim mindset at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I was feeling that life is unfair because
Yeah.
how can God take the only person who was taking care for me? So
Mm.
I was also blaming a lot of people. I was blaming
Mm.
my relatives because they didn't take care of
Mm.
me and my
Mm.
sisters.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like I continued with that kind of mindset throughout my high school years and even in college.
Mm. Mm.
So
Mm.
that kind of mindset is really it's not a good one because you impose responsibility on other people rather than
Yeah.
yourself.
Mm. Mm.
And at that time,
That's
it
fine.
made sense because I was young, so
Mm-hmm.
it made sense to blame other people
Mm-hmm.
and feel like life is unfair to me. But
Mm-hmm.
later, I discovered that I have me. It's only me who can change my life.
Yeah.
And so after college, uh,
Mm-hmm.
I discuss another event. In the book, I discuss another event that is very significant in defining who I am today.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about my life purpose, and I was feeling kind of lost, and I
Mm-hmm.
started
Mm-hmm.
actively searching within me to
Mm.
understand
Mm.
me and
Mm.
to know my purpose.
Yeah.
And at that point, I didn't. It wasn't like something that happened to me. Like it's a process.
Yeah.
Finding your purpose is a process, and
Mm.
so I didn't get a ready answer at that point,
Mm-hmm.
but
Mm-hmm.
it marked the beginning of the search,
Nice.
right?
Nice.
So I asked myself, yeah, I'm here. What can I do? What can I do to
Mm.
feel fulfilled? Because I was out of alignment. I was feeling it.
Mm.
So when I'm out of
Mm.
alignment, I feel it, and I believe that people can feel it when they are out of alignment, when they are
Yeah.
not living their purpose. So there's this kind of lack of fulfillment, lack of
Mm.
happiness,
Mm.
and this happens when you're not in alignment with yourself,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so at that time, I began to actively search within me so that I can
Mm-hmm.
be in alignment with myself, my higher self, my mind, my consciousness.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember at that time I developed a fascination with mind and the
Mm-hmm.
way the mind works,
Yeah.
because I was wondering how, how come our mind can trap us into these negative emotions, because I was feeling like sometimes your life could be going well in the outside, but in the inside you have all these negative thoughts that are making you experience negative
Mm-hmm.
emotions.
Yeah.
And it was a very good starting point, because now I know clearly that our thoughts really determine who we are, and they
Mm.
play a very significant role in our well-being. Because in my book, I talk about the role of thoughts
Mm.
and the
Mm.
way thought
Mm.
shapes our emotions, because thoughts determine our emotions, and our
Mm-hmm.
emotions determine whether we are happy or not, and how we
Mm.
interact with the world and everything around us.
Yeah.
And so uh, I would say that joining DLC was the peak of my search, because
Mm-hmm.
that is when now a lot changed. My
Mm-hmm.
mindset changed. That is when I gained a lot of breakthrough.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I remember when I was joining, I was, I didn't, before then, although I had this fascination with understanding myself and my mind, I was not really there, and
Mm.
I also didn't have the tools to help me get there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so when I joined the course,
Mm-hmm.
we were learning about purpose, perspective,
Mm-hmm.
patterns, emotional
Mm-hmm.
home,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I have this amazing coaching partner called Paula, and
Mm-hmm.
I was talking with her. I walked this journey with her, and I was telling, and we were talking. We were saying how all these teachings, they are overwhelming because they require you to act. It's not passive thing. It's active.
Yes.
You have to, whatever you learn, you have to implement it on you first,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So when we were talking about patterns of thoughts and perspectives, so
Mm-hmm.
we were trying to work on ourselves, try to change our to understand our patterns and to change them, so that when we were learning about perspective and emotional home,
Mm-hmm.
you taught us about tapping into a higher energy, always making sure that we are tapping into a higher energy. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
at first it was overwhelming, trying to
Mm.
change these patterns that you've developed all your
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
And but I think 1 month in, that is when now I, I can say that I was able to master my emotions and to change my thoughts,
Mm.
because in order to change your emotions, you have to change your thoughts,
Your thoughts. Yes. Yeah.
right? Yeah. And
Mm-hmm.
so uh, there's this strategy that I would like to share with everyone that really helped
Mm-hmm.
us.
Okay.
We call it priming. And we
Mm-hmm.
used to, we improvised the priming. I don't know how, uh,
Mm-hmm.
we improvised, where we used to take about 10 minutes or whichever time was okay. And
Mm-hmm.
during this time, we would meditate. We would also do affirmations, where now
Mm-hmm.
you I was telling my mind, I want you to be calm, I want you to be composed, I want you to focus on positive
Nice.
things. When something bad
Yeah.
happens, draw your
Yeah.
mind away from it. And we started this thing after the class about self-love, where you gave us an
Mm,
assignment to look into the mirror and to tell
mm.
ourselves, we love ourselves. So we incorporated that, affirmations,
Nice,
visualizations into that.
nice. Yeah.
And we used to hold each other accountable. So
Mm-hmm.
we would text each other, did you do it? Like that,
Ah,
so that no
yeah.
one would forget.
Awesome.
Yeah. And
Awesome. Yeah.
it, it didn't even take us a week to center ourselves.
Yeah.
Within a
Yeah.
week, we completely turned around, you know.
Mm,
So
mm,
our emotions changed,
mm-hmm.
and I find that when you do that strategy I would recommend it to everyone who is listening to me.
Mm-hmm.
To
Mm-hmm.
I've also talked about other strategies that you can use to center your thoughts, because you have to keep
Mm-hmm.
reminding yourself the kind of a person you want to be, so that you can stick to that.
That's right.
because
That's right.
because you cannot experience change if you keep doing the old patterns.
True.
Yeah, so I find that, I don't know, maybe it's human nature, but I find that as humans we tend to focus more on the negative things that are not
Yeah.
working in our life,
Yeah. Yeah.
where you find that something bad happens, you can't take your mind away from it,
Yes.
you internalize it,
Mm-hmm.
you
It's
even
because
visualize it
humans,
again in your head.
when you visualize it, humans run away from pain. So we are trying, most of us, we are trying to run away from our perceived pain. And when something is scary, negative, and all that, the brain tells you, gives you a warning that this is painful, and you focus on it. And you can turn that around to use it for good, because instead of focusing on it and making it bigger, you can focus on what you really desire. Like if it's fear, you can focus on love at that point. But most of us, really, we focus on the negative. We focus on that because that's what calls us attention, because it's painful. We change,
Yeah.
our lives change dependent on what the brain says. This is pain, this is pain, this is pain. And the more we focus on that, and I like it that you are a coach that helps your clients work on their mindset, because then you're training your clients to focus on that which they want, on their desire, and not on fear, not on pain. Because most of us, the trigger is to pull us towards pain and towards fear and towards worry and towards overcaution, perfectionism, all this negative energy. And the more you focus your mind there, the more you have more of that. You see, so what you focus on, you're going to give birth to. You focus on pain, very soon you're going to give birth to pain. And at the end, it will be death. And mostly it's the death of your dreams. You focus, so
Yes.
when pain comes and you focus on love, you focus on joy, you focus on your vision, you focus on your goals, in spite of the pain, then now you grow up, you mature. So that even if there is pain and there is fear, you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on a bigger goal. So that's why human beings tend to focus on the negative, coach. I thought I can add
Yes.
that thought there. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, coach. That was
Mm,
exactly my thoughts. And
yeah.
so I would like to say that success mindset to me
Hmm.
is the ability to master your emotions and your thoughts.
Yes.
The ability to get into that mindset where you are aware of your patterns, you're aware of your
Yes.
energy, and you're in alignment with
Mm.
with
mm.
your higher self, where
Yes.
you feel this
Yes.
kind of calmness and composure.
Mm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so, um, going back now to my story,
Mm-hmm.
I was I was able to move from a victim mindset that I had developed earlier on, and
Awesome.
I moved to mastery, where now I am in control of my thoughts, and that is
Awesome.
what I encourage readers and listeners to do,
Yes. Yes.
to change their thoughts. When they change their thoughts, they are going to change the
Mm-hmm.
emotions. And also, one important thing I would like to add is that what you focus on, what you think
Mm-hmm.
about
Mm-hmm.
constantly, that is what is going
Yeah.
to show. It's what is going to
Mm.
manifest,
Mm-hmm.
because that is where your mind is, right?
Mm.
So
Mm.
if they want to achieve growth, if they want to achieve
Yeah.
success, they have to change
Yeah.
their patterns and
Mm-hmm.
their thoughts to focus on
So that
positive
means,
thoughts.
yeah, that means someone can actually tell how their destiny is going to be. Like your future, you can predict your future with the thought you have today, because that's where
Absolutely,
you're
you
going.
can.
It's not really, it's not, it's miraculous, and but it's not a, there's no miracle. Whatever you are thinking about right now is predicting your future. That's who you are becoming.
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. I
Yeah.
like that.
So my greatest takeaway
Mm-hmm.
that is that we change our thoughts pattern so that
Mm-hmm.
we can attract uh, our desires, our desired future.
Wow,
And
coach.
also,
Yeah, yeah. Before we go, you share your second takeaway, coach. I'm thinking about moving from victim to mastery. You talked about changing your thoughts. You talked about, I don't know, you've shared about taking responsibility, because I know, yes, yes, you also talked about taking responsibility and not blaming people. If someone right now is a victim, what are some of those things that they must do? And this is just a recap. You talked about taking responsibility, which is really crucial, because the victim doesn't want to take responsibility. The victim is always blaming someone else. The victim blames the
yes,
president, blames God, blames the devil, blames people around. The victim, until the victim takes responsibility, then now you can turn into a master, because you own your life. What else? What else does the victim need to do to become a master of their destiny? Because I
yes.
can
So
imagine most of us are there. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
yes, coach, you'll be surprised to know how many people blame others for their problems and they don't want to
Yeah.
take
Yes.
responsibility. And they justify
Yeah.
it. And when you listen to their story, you feel, yeah, that is justifiable. Because, like
Mm.
now, me, when I
It
lost
makes
my mom, I
sense.
could have changed.
Sometimes it makes
Yes,
sense. Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But mastery is now understanding that you have to look inside yourself, and the answers are
Yeah.
within yourself. And
Mm. Mm. Mm.
they have to change their perspective. Now
Mm.
they stop telling
News
themselves that someone
flash.
else is
News
going to,
flash.
yes, someone
News
else is
flash.
not
No
coming
one is
to,
coming to save you.
no one.
Awesome. Awesome.
The
Yeah.
help is going to come from within them. And also, coach,
Yes.
there's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of power that comes with understanding that you are in control of your life.
Yes.
When you
Yes.
reach into that stage where you feel you're in control, you find that
Mm-hmm.
some of the things that used to move you, to worry you, they don't worry you anymore.
Mm. Yes.
Yeah,
Wow. Now you become
you
a master of your emotions and thought. I like that.
yes, you find that even when
Mm,
the world is in chaos, things seems
mm,
like they are not
mm.
working in reality, but
Yeah.
inside you, you know that you're in control, and you feel like because at this point you have the facts. You know that the story that you're telling yourself is not a
Mm-hmm.
distorted story, and you know that
Mm,
everything is going to work out eventually. So things are not
mm.
going to get to you.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
people start saying that maybe the country is burning, you know that that is not going to get into you. You're
Mm,
composed,
mm.
you're calm. That is the true
Wow.
power. I feel like that is
Mm,
the true power. The true power is
it,
when comes from the mind.
mm.
If you
Mm.
can master your mind, if you can
Yeah.
be aware of your emotions and your thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
you it makes you very powerful.
Yeah. Yeah. You become unstoppable. I mean that's
Yeah,
really where the victory is. The victory and the battle is in the mind. It's in the mind. And
absolutely.
we cannot win out there. There's an African proverbs that says, if there is no enemy within you, the enemies outside of you cannot harm you. If there is no, and the enemies within us is our negative thoughts. That's the biggest enemy. The biggest
Yes,
enemies are negative thoughts and emotions. So if there is no enemy within you, the enemies outside you cannot harm you. They cannot harm you. The enemies are within you. Are you struggling with lack of confidence? Are you struggling with relationship issues? Are you struggling with career transitions? Are you struggling with identity crisis? All this goes back to the enemies within you. And the kingdom within you is a kingdom of mind and the kingdom of emotions. The moment you work on that, you work like the coach is saying, like the chapter, I can't wait to read the book. You work on your mindset and your emotions, then you establish yourself as a winner. And you were born to win. There is that the genes for winning, the genes of greatness are within you because you are created in likeness and image of God. Genesis chapter 1. Human beings are created. Let us create man in our own image so that they may dominate the world. You cannot dominate the world if you cannot dominate the inner world. You can only dominate your world, and I'm talking about relationships, I'm talking about career, I'm talking about your purpose. You can only dominate the world when you dominate the inner world, and that gives glory to your creator. The moment you leave this world and face your creator, your God will look at you as someone who did not take charge of your thoughts and emotions, because that is in your hands. God is not going to control your thoughts. And that's why we are told to control them, to change them. Okay, think about these things that are pure, things that are of good report, things that are honorable, but it's your choice. And like the coach has said, we always tempted to choose the negative. We are more surrounded by negativity than good. And wherever you are right now, you can begin to create an existence of good by being good yourself. You don't have to travel out of your country and go and find good people. Be good. Bring that good thoughts. Bring that good life within yourself and around yourself. And then you realize you're making an impact in this world. And so thank you so much, Coach. Any parting thought as we go? Any parting thought?
Yeah. So my parting shot would be to encourage everyone to. Um, I would like to share some strategies.
Mm-hmm.
I've just mentioned them. A few strategies
Mm-hmm.
that can help them to center their mind and their
Yeah.
thoughts.
Yeah.
And they include meditation and affirmations and prayer. Some people find that prayer
Meditation,
helps them
affirmation,
to,
prayer.
yes, to keep focused, to focus on what they
Mhm.
want. So during
Yeah.
this time when you're praying, meditating, and visualizing, you tell yourself
Mhm,
what you want.
mhm,
You tell
mhm,
yourself
mhm.
what you want to achieve, and you focus on that the whole day. That is how you are going to change your
Nice.
thought
I like that.
patterns.
Yeah, I
Yes.
like that. Awesome. Wow. Thank you so much. Now, there you have it, our dear viewers. Let me see on the comment section below this video. Please don't leave without typing this. I want to know what is your takeaway from this conversation with Coach Rachel, and what did you learn, and how do you choose to apply it in your life? Let me know what you took away from this conversation. Thank you so much. God bless you. And you can connect with Coach Rachel. Where can people find you?
Yes, so people can find me on my socials. Uh,
Mhm.
on Facebook and Instagram, I am Real Rachel. And also, I'm going to share my number in the comment section so that anyone who wants to
Awesome.
reach out can connect with me.
Awesome. Thank you so much. The Lord bless you, and thank you for being in this show. See you again soon. Bye bye.
Bye, Coach.